Hi everyone, today I am going to teach you how to make this little donut. I will make a smaller version of this, but a lot of people ask me how I make these and they're so easy, so I guess I'm going to show you. What you're going to need is some yarn of the color that you'll see. I am using just some regular 5-ply yarn. You can crochet with a 3mm hook. This is a hook size number 3, and you're gonna need some stuffing, so something to put inside of your donut. You're gonna need a black yarn color just for the eyes, and some pink yarn if you want to do these little cheeks here. And mainly you're gonna need the yarn for the body, the yarn for this little rainbow, the yarn for this horn, and the color that you want here. You can choose either, I'm going to use today a golden color and a pink color. So yeah, let's get it started. It's very easy. I'm going to show you how to do. So we will start by chaining 30. So start with your chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 'll meet you at the end. Please do 30 chains, and I'll meet you at the end. So here I have my 30 chains. I am going into the first chain and joining this into a circle. So here it is. I go into my first chain, join, pull this through and join the circle, okay? So now what you want to do is you're gonna go into each one of these, into each chain, and do 1 single crochet. So go into the first and single crochet, gonna go into the next and single crochet. I hope you can see well. I'm gonna go into the next single crochet and into the next. So in each of your chains, you're going to have to create the base and single crochet into each one of your chains, okay? So here, single crochet all across. Please just single crochet till the end. You should have, of course, 30 single crochets, and I'll meet you right here where we began. So here I am, and I have completed my 30 single crochets around, and I need to join now with the first single crochet to close the round. Okay, so that's what you got to do. You're gonna just close the round and put a marker just so you know where you started. Okay, right here. So now we're going to increase into, we're going to start the first round. We're going to increase in the first, and single crochet 4, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to increase in the next. So this is the repeat. Increase in the first, single crochet in the next, 4, and increase. Okay, so we increase, single crochet 4, increase, single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. So this is the repeat. Please do it till the end of the row and I'll meet you there. Okay, great. So now we have our round finished and we should have 36 stitches. Now we're going into the first stitch, see here, and we're going to increase. So that's our first stitch. See the increase below, and we're going to increase into the first stitch. Okay. So just the repeat is going to be increase and single crochet 5. So you're gonna have to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So this is our first increase, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Okay, make sure you before you start the round, make sure you have 36 stitches so that the count is going to be the same. So increase 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're basically starting from here. See the bottom? So this is what we're doing right now. So here we have our next increase. So we're going to go into the stitch here and put our next increase. One and 2. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So please go ahead, and at the end of the round you should have 42 stitches. I will just meet you at the end of this round. So here I am at the end of the round and I have my 42 stitches. This is the end of round second. So I'm moving my stitch marker as I go, and I start my new round, and this is an increase that we're going to do in the first stitch. I hope you guys can see. So we're doing an increase here. Can you even see? Oh my gosh. Sorry, let me just do it again. So I am doing my increase in the first, and then I'm going into the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I see the increase from the previous row. You're going to do an increase into the next. So the repeat for round 3 is increase and single crochet 6. Here it is, another increase. You're going to then single crochet into the next 6 stitches, and then another increase. So I'll meet you at the end of round 3. And you should have 48 stitches at the end. So here we are, and we have completed round 3. We are starting on round 4, and the repeat is going to be an increase as per usual in the first stitch. So here you're going to go into your first stitch and do an increase. So 1 and 2 stitches. So 2 stitches in the first stitch, and you're going to do 7 single crochets in the next 7 stitches. So we did an increase. We're going to the next, and we're going to do a single crochet here. We're going into the next, and we're going to do a single crochet here. We're going to do another single crochet. We need to do 7 single crochet in the next 7 stitches till you get to the other increase of the previous round and do a single crochet, an increase, sorry. So it's 1 increase and single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So I am completing now my 7 single crochet, and I'm starting on the increase here, right here. See, you can tell from the previous row there's an increase right here. I'm going into the first increase of my previous row and do an increase. So the repeat is increase, single crochet in the next 7, and increase here. So increase, single crochet in the next 7, and increase. So you're going to repeat that till the end, and you're going to have 54 stitches at the end of round 4. Meet you right there, guys. Okay, you guys, so we have completed round 4, and we have a total of 54 stitches. We're going to start round 5 by increasing in the first stitch, and we want to then single crochet in the next 8. So just go ahead, single crochet here into your first stitch, 1, and add another 1, 2, so it's your first increase, and in the next 8 stitches we're going to single crochet until the next increase. Do you see the previous row? We had an increase right here, so we go into the first stitch of our previous increase and do our increase. So this is easy for you to see where you need to put the increases without counting. You know, sometimes I'm actually watching TV, so I'm not super attentive and I'm not really like counting. So that's very easy. You just go into the first increase, the first stitch of the increase of the previous row, the previous round, and you just increase there. But if you're a beginner, I strongly suggest that you count your stitches. Just as a practice, it's always good. So do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to put our increase into the next stitch, which is the first stitch of the increase of our previous round. So 1 and 2. This is our increase. Okay, so you're going to repeat throughout, so till the end of your round, and you're going to have 60 stitches. I'll see you at the end of round 5. Here we are, guys, at the end of round 5, and we have a total of 60 stitches. You should count your stitches, make sure you have 60. And going into round 6, we are going to increase as usual. At the beginning of every round, we always increase. We're going to increase into the first stitch. See? This is your first stitch. You're going to have to increase in here. And after our increase, we're going to do 1 single crochet into the next 9 stitches. So we're going to single crochet in the next 9, and where we see our increase here from the previous round, we will make our next increase. So we just want to increase, single crochet in the next 9, and increase on the first increase stitch of the previous round. So we just did our increase, and we're going to single crochet 9. At the end of this round, we're going to have 66 stitches. So now, oops, I just put 3 stitches. So increase, and then in the next 9 single crochets, we're going to do our single crochets. So 9 single crochets into the next 9 stitches. Sorry, that was very incorrect. It would be 1 single crochet in the next 9 stitches. So we did 1 increase, and then we're making our single crochets. It should be a 9 total, 9 single crochets until we get to our next increase. It's pretty easy to see where you need to put your increase. If you see, like, we have all the increases here. So on the first, see, this is the increase of our previous round. It's 2 stitches in 1 stitch. On the first stitch, we go and do our increase. So increase here, 1 and 2. Okay, so we're gonna have a total of 66 stitches at the end of round 6. All right, so here we are at the end of round 6, and we have our 66 stitches. We need to start on round 7, and we're going to, as usual, increase into the next stitch here, and we're going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches. So we're doing our first increase of the round, and then we're going to count 10 single crochets, so 1 into the next 10, and then our next increase. As usual, the increases are going to be on the first stitch of the increase of the previous round. So let's go ahead and single crochet in the next 10. So this is round 7 that we're doing, and we're gonna have 72 stitches at the end of the round if you want to count. This is our last increase. In the next rounds, we are going to just single crochet across, so that'll be easier. You don't even need to count, and you're going to do that. But first, let's focus on our round 7. So just single crochet. I'm sorry for moving so much. It's just it's difficult to work looking at the camera. And so here you see, you see your next increase. So I have done my 10 single crochets, and now I'm going into this next stitch and put my increase right here. Okay, so this is my second increase. I'm gonna go all the way to the end. I should have 72 stitches at the end of round 7. So here we are finished. We have finished round 7 and we have 72 stitches. We are going into round 8, and we're gonna do 3 rounds of single crochet across. So round 8 to 10, we're going to just single crochet across. So go into each single crochet and single crochet 1. There's no increase. We're just gonna have the same number of stitches at the end of each round. So go ahead and get your rounds done. So as you see now, we're going to just increase the height. So we're working on the height. We have made our donut grow, like the base has grown, and now we're doing the height. We're gonna have it rise. So get your 3 rounds of single crochet done, and yeah, I guess it's like very boring to watch me doing it. You can just go ahead and do it, and I'll see you at the end of round 10, where we're going to then change color. Okay, so here I am at the end of my 3 rounds and of single crochet. So this is how my donut is growing. I am going to now change the color to the color you want the coating to be. I'm just gonna keep it the same. So I'll do the same color, which is a lavender. So you join the yarn together. The way I do the join is I just put my yarn side to side till I have it like this, and what I do is I simply work it together into the next stitch. So this is the first stitch of my round number 11, and I just go into this stitch here, and I just get the loop, like I basically get the both the yarns through the loop. And what I do is I only take the lavender color, which is the color that I want to continue with, and go through the loops to do my single crochet. So I just join the 2 yarns and I go into the next. Sorry, can you even see that? So yeah, I go into the next and I just continue with my lavender color. If you want to be sure just that your other yarn is not gonna run away, I would suggest you just you know, like you just put it in between, you know, like you don't really work it, but I just to secure it a little better, I just, you know, like put it like this, go into the next, and sort of like work my stitch so that this, do you see this? This yarn is almost like embedded in my stitch and it's not gonna move. It's really like up to you. It's not like it's gonna go anywhere, but it's just a way to secure it a little better. So I just, you know, keep it in here. I go into my next stitch and sort of, you see how it is like embedded. It's not going anywhere. And it's not like it's actually going anywhere because, you know, you're not going to touch it. It's just going to stay inside of your work because this is the inside of our work. So what we want to do here is just now single crochet all across. So this is going to be another round of single crochet. Let's remember this is our round number 11. And we're going to do 4 rounds like this, so 11 to 14. So round 11 to round 14 it's going to be single crochet across. So we joined our yarn and now we're going to just single crochet all across till our round 14. Okay, you guys, so I completed my round 14. And you see this is how the donut is growing. It's just like rising. And I am now going to do my decreases to close up the donut again. So we are going to then we're going to do our first round of decrease. So we're going to we're going into the next, we're going to do a decrease. So a decrease means taking 2 stitches together and single crocheting them together. So you go into, see, the next 2 stitches and you single crochet 2 together. Thus you do 1 increase. So that's our first decrease. Sorry, I said increase, it's a decrease. So we did our first decrease and then we're going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, 9, and 10. And here we're going to do another decrease. So go into 1 stitch, pull up a loop, go into the other, pull the loop, and pull through all loops to do a decrease. And now repeat. So this is our repeat. We're going to do is a decrease and 10 single crochets. So 1 decrease and then 1 single crochet into the next 10 stitches. So by doing so, we're gonna have 66 stitches at the end of round 15. So please go ahead and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, you guys, so I finished my round 15th and I am going into my round 16th. I am going to decrease in my first stitch. So I take 2 stitches together and I do my decrease. So I start off with the decrease, and then I am going to single crochet 9. So I'm going to single crochet, so do 1 single crochet into the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, oops, sorry, that's bad. It's just me not being able to see the stitches from the camera. So here I am. Let me just go back to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 9 stitches, and I'm going to put in my decrease. So I go into the stitch, I pull up a loop, I go through the next, pull up a loop, and then pull through. That's my decrease. And I just continue this way. I am just going to do other 9 stitches, sorry, 9 single crochets. So 1 into each single crochet. This is the repeat, this 1 decrease and 9 single crochets into the next stitches. So my decrease followed by 9 single crochets, so 1 into the next 9 stitches. If you continue all the way to the end, you should have 60 stitches. So we are doing round 16 and we are going to finish this round with 60 stitches. Okay? See you at the end of the round. Hi guys, so I have finished my round 16 and I have 60 stitches. Now I'm going to start my round 17. So as usual, I start with a decrease. I go into this stitch here, pull up a loop, and then into the next, pull up a loop, and I pull through all loops and do my decrease. And then I go into the next 8 stitches and do a single crochet into the next 8 stitches and then a decrease again. So this is the repeat. So here is my single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, So here you can see this is my decrease from the previous round. So I go in and do my decrease here on top of the previous one. Here is my decrease. And I just continue. This is my repeat. It's one decrease and one single crochet into the next 8. I'm gonna continue all the way to the end, and I should have 54 stitches. So you can tell that our donut is closing. So the way we opened it, we're gonna close it, and it's gonna be pretty. So I'll meet you at the end of the round. Okay guys, so I have finished my round 17th with my 54 stitches, and I am starting round 18 with of course a decrease. So you can see my rounds here of decrease at the beginning, which we're always doing. So we always decrease. We go into our first stitch here. You can't see anything. So first stitch, you pull up a loop, go into the next, pull the loop, and then pull through all the loops to do a decrease. That's our first decrease. The repeat is a decrease, and then you're going to single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So one decrease and one single crochet into the next 7 stitches. Let's go ahead then do our single crochets. So be 1, 2. Oh, it's so annoying when it gets dark. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and we are going to now decrease. So we go into the first, the second, and we just close 2 together. So we do our decrease. Okay, here it is. And then we're gonna do 1 single crochet into the next 7. So this is the repeat. As you can tell, we're just closing our donut, and here we have our little hole in the middle. So let's meet at the end of the round, and you should have 48 stitches. This is round 18. And you're gonna have 48 stitches at the end. I'll see you at the end of the round. Hello guys, so here we are at the end of our round 18th. I have 48 stitches and I'm starting on round 19th. I am going to then decrease and single crochet into the next 6. So I guess you can tell the pattern right now, like, you know, we always decrease on the first, and our repeat is always a decrease. And we're going to gradually decrease the number of single crochets in between the decreases. So we're going to into the next one, and we are going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So go ahead, and I can't see one thing here. So go into the next, do a single crochet, and into the next, another single crochet into the next, single crochet into the next, single crochet into the next, single crochet into the next. And now you can see that we've done our 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're going to do our decrease. So you can even tell that this is the decrease from the previous round, and we're gonna do another decrease on top of it. So let's put our hook into the first, insert it into the first, pull up a loop, go into the second, pull another loop and close it. So that's how we do one decrease. We just join 2 together and go into the next, and we're single crocheting 6. So this is the repeat, decrease, and single crochet 1 into the next 6 stitches. So we're gonna have 42 stitches at the end of round 19. I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here you are, guys. So we are reaching the end of the body. We're almost finished with it. We are doing now round 20th. We have completed round 19th with 42 stitches, and we are starting round 20th. So the repeat is decrease and single crochet into the next 5. So here we're doing our first decrease, and we are going to single crochet into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's so ugly. I hate it when my yarn splits. So annoying. Acrylic does it very often. So here is my first single crochet. After my decrease, I'm going to do my second single crochet, my third single crochet, and my fourth single crochet, my fifth single crochet, and I am going to now see, this is the round of, these are the previous decreases from the previous rounds, and I'm going to put my decrease right here. So I'll go into the stitch, pull up a loop, go into the other, pull up another loop, and then pull through all loops together. And go ahead and do my 5 single crochets in between my decreases. So we're gonna get to the end of round 20 with 36 stitches. So we have only 1 round left. See, I have my decreases here. I go in and decrease. So we have only 1 round left, where we're gonna go back to our original count of 30 stitches, and we're gonna close this part, so the upper part with the bottom part, and start stuffing our piece. So let's continue, guys. I'll see you at the end of the row 20. So here we are, guys, at the end of round 20. We have 36 stitches, and we are going to do our last round of the body, which is we're gonna do the usual decrease. So we're gonna do 1 single crochet together. So I mean 2 single crochets we're gonna join together. So pull through all loops to do your decrease. We're going to then single crochet in the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and after your 4th single crochet, you see the line of decreases. You go into the first here, pull up the loop, go into the second, pull up the loop, and then you're gonna pull through all the loops. Okay, this is your decrease. And then you're gonna go into the next and do 1 single crochet, and as we said, 4 single crochets until the next decrease. So this is gonna bring us back to our original count of 30 single crochets. Before we can actually go ahead and join the bottom part to the upper part, to close our donut and do the little body of our donuts, which of course is going to be a lot smaller than the original one, because the original one has a lot more stitch counts and has a larger stitch count, and it takes a lot more time. So I thought for this purpose I will just do a tiny baby donut to show you guys how to do it. And it's actually very easy. If you want to increase the count, you're gonna have to do more increases. So just keep the donut growing, and of course have it rise a little more. So instead of maybe like 3 rounds of single crochets, you would do like 5 or 6 or more. So here is the decrease, and I'll see you guys at the end of the round, then I'll show you how to join it. All right, you guys, so I finished the 21st round and the last round. This is the last round of our donut. It has a total of 21 rounds, and you should have 30 stitches as you started. Just to secure, after I remove my stitch marker, I want to, instead of leaving it this way, see, after your last single crochet, I just rather close it. I just do 1 chain to secure it. So just go ahead and do 1 chain. And now I want to actually have a long tail so that I can sew my 2 ends here of my donut. So go and leave a long tail. Here I am now going to need the stuffing and a tapestry needle. So I'm going to start stuffing my piece. I'm not sure this is going to be enough, but I have more in case. All right, let's do it. So just try to stuff in all these ends, like annoying ends, which I hate. I just put all my stuffing in there. I try not to stuff it too much because it makes it then hard to sew my donut together. I try to just sew it and stuff it as I go, you know. So here's what I do. I put my tapestry needle here, and I just go, I try to be as precise as I can. and not mess the count. So I just go into the first stitch here and then into the next. I hope you see. And then into the next. Try to look at the loops and see where you're putting the needle into, okay? So just keep going. This is quite easy. I am the worst at sewing. I'm really not supposed to teach anybody, but this is a very easy sewing job. Nothing crazy. But yeah, try to just to go into the next, not messing up the count. If you do, it's not the end of the world. You can take 2 stitches together and you know, close it. No big deal. But you sort of like get it. You just go into the next, close, and into the next and close. Should look like neat. I don't know if this is neat. It's just the neatest I can do. And go into the next. We're gonna stuff at the end. I just try not to stuff it right now just because it's gonna be too difficult to then close it. So go in. Little by little, the hole is getting more defined. Here it is. I hope I didn't cut my tail too short. Which I probably did, but I'll find out. I am starting now to stuff the donut, and you'll see that it'll become more, it'll sort of like become bigger, more defined as we go. Put some more stuffing in there. So you want to continue closing your donut, but keep stuffing. Okay, so keep stuffing your donut. Keep stuffing. So yeah, you don't want to overstuff, but you do want it a bit bigger. So I would say this is enough. See how it's coming together. Keep stuffing so that you know it's not too empty. Should not be empty at all. Okay. All right, I guess this will do. So I'll just go ahead and keep closing my donut. Should have definitely left a longer tail, but I have forgotten how difficult it is to actually look through the camera and work. Definitely. Well, yeah, I guess by now you got the hang of it. You just need to go through each stitch and close your donut hole. Close it up. Right here. So this is my little donut. My last stitch. The last stitch is the most difficult. Okay, so here is my donut. I have finished it. It's like a cute little donut. So now to close it, I will just go, I think I have to close it a little more here. What I'll do is I go through here and give it another stitch. So here now it's really closed. What I want to do now is try to put it through the stitches here so that it'll stay here. And go through again. See, like this, so that it'll stay secure, it will not go anywhere. There we are. There we go. So at this point we can just cut the yarn. And we have our donut, guys. Isn't it cute? It's really pretty. So now we're gonna do the little eyes here. We're gonna do the mouth. Let's see how it works now. It's a tiny donut. It's really like half the size. Okay guys, so now we're gonna do the ears of our little donut. We're gonna use the same yarn that we used for the body. We're gonna try to make this little ear here. I made one already, and this is what's gonna look like. To do that, we need to create a magic ring. So I wrap the yarn here twice. I go into this loop. I yarn over, pull through, and yarn over again and go through. This for me is really nothing. It's not even my first single crochet. It's just the first step that I do to secure the yarn and make sure that I can then go in and work in my magic ring. So I go in and I start doing my single crochets. So I single crochet one, I do another single crochet. I want a total of 4 single crochets into my magic ring. So 2, 3, 4, oop, here. So I make sure that I have my count right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, looks like I have my count right. I'll go and join this round here. So I go into the first single crochet and join in together. Okay, and then I go into the next and I do an increase. What I'm going to do here is increase in each of my single crochets. I'm going to have a total of 8 stitches after. So I'm counting now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 and 6. 7 and 8. So I have my count. What I want to do is also get this tail. You see this tail here? I want to pull it through. Okay, sorry guys, I had a little issue just pulling through this tail here. So I want it to be my way, so I want it to be like looking towards me, just because my piece is going to grow like this. This is the right side, and I want the ear to be a little pointy. So now I have my 8 stitches, and I am going to put my stitch marker on the last stitch, and I am going to increase into the next. So I'm going to find my first stitch, go in and increase in there. So this is not my first, this is my first. I know that it's a little difficult to see. You go into basically your first stitch and you increase there. So increase, do 2 single crochets into the first stitch. That's your increase. You're going to single crochet into the next. Okay. And then you're going to find your next and increase. Going into the next, you're going to single crochet. This is the repeat. You're going to increase and single crochet in the next. So increase. So 2 single crochets into one, and then single crochet into the next. Increase, single crochet, and that makes 12 stitches. There you go. So we have our 12 stitches. What we're going to do now, well, I'm going to get rid of this stitch marker, just because I think when working at a small piece, I think it's best to just put a yarn of a different color there to mark the end of your round. I find it a lot easier. So here it is. Now what I'm going to do is just do 3 rounds of single crochets. Nothing easier. You go into the first stitch, you single crochet, go into the next single crochet until you've gone all around and you have 12 single crochets like the previous round. Your count should not change, as you're not increasing or decreasing. You're just going round and a single crochet across. So you can tell it's much easier since we don't have that stitch marker there. It's easier to just go on crocheting in round here. So I'm doing my first round, finished my first round. I am doing my second round of single crochet across. Keeps getting out of focus, guys. I don't know. I guess I have a very bad camera. My phone is really bad. So I also work for the company that produces my phone, so I should probably not be saying this, but the camera is not the best one. So go all the way around, do a second round of single crochet to complete your ear. You can tell that the ear is taking shape. Yeah, so nothing easier, just keep single crocheting across. This is my second round. Second round, I don't know if, yeah. Okay, second round almost finished. All right, now starting my third and last round of single crochet cross. So keep going, guys. You're probably already done. It's a little more difficult for me because I have to look through the camera and single crochet. It's not the easiest thing. But yeah, I guess you got the hang of it. Just keep going and you'll have the your first ear, and then you're gonna have to do it again. You need 2 of these. Okay, so I guess I'm done. So this is my second year here. My second here. Oh no, do I have to do another round? I'm sorry, guys. I told you you need to do 3 rounds. You actually have to do 4 rounds. Let's get another round in just to make it as long as this one. As you can tell, this is smaller. So you want to do another round of single crochets. Let's single crochet across for the 4th time, okay? So here we are, guys. We have completed the 2 ears of our donut, tiny donut, and we are now gonna do the horn. I have done one here, and I'll do just another one to show you. So for this, we're gonna do a magic ring. So to do the magic ring again, we take, of course, the yarn that we want to do the horn with. I'm using this pretty minty color. You wrap your yarn around your finger and you go in with your needle, grab the yarn here and pull through, yarn over and pull through here. Then you go in again and you start your first single crochet. We're going to do 4 single crochets in our magic ring. I'm just struggling because I can't watch through the camera and do what I need to do, but it's okay. So this is second single crochet, third single crochet, and 4th single crochet. All right, now this is our magic ring. We pull the thread and it closes. And what we do is we just go find our first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Oops. There we go. Now we are going to, what I would suggest you to do is just to pull this from your side. We want this to be pointy too. So at some point we need this little tail here. So you want this to be facing you. And we are going to do our increases now. So on each single crochet we're going to do an increase. So go in and do 2 single crochets in 1 single crochet. 1 and 2. Keep the count. There needs to be a total of 8. So 1 and 2. Go into the next. And I'm doing my 3rd and 4th, so it's 2 in 1. These are all increases. All right, go into the next and do my next increase. And my last increase right here. And at this point, I want to put some sort of like stitch marker, just to mark the end of the round. I'm actually using, for smaller items, I always use yarn of a different color, just because it's easier to move around the yarn when as you advance with your project. So now what we're going to do is, of course, we have 8 stitches total. What we're going to do is we're going to single crochet across for 2 rounds. So we're going to do 2 rounds of single crochet across. So you go into your next stitch here and you single crochet. Single crochet into the next. We're going to just single crochet. Single crochet into the next. Single crochet into the next. Oops. Okay, single crochet into the next. And into the next. Oops. Make sure you pick both loops. Sometimes I pick one loop only. And especially looking through the camera, it's particularly difficult. Go into the next. And I go into the next, right here. So this is my first round of single crochets. You do one more round and I'll meet you guys at the end of this round, okay? So here we are, guys. I have completed the second round of single crochet across. For the next round, we're going to increase into the next and single crochet in the following single crochet. So 1 increase. Let's start with the first stitch. We're going to increase here into your next stitch. Okay, 1 and 2 single crochets into the next stitch here, into this one, your first stitch, and for the next stitch you're going to just single crochet. This is the repeat, which we're going to do all the way across, and that will leave us with 12 stitches at the end of your round. So increase in your next after your single crochet. And single crochet into the next. And increase into the next. I'm sorry, I have this. All right. Going to increase into the next. One and 2. Single crochet into the next. Increase into the next. This is my increase right here. And my last one is going to be a single crochet. So that's the end of the round. You should have 12 stitches. What we're going to do now is we're going to do 2 more rounds of single crochet across. So we're going to go into the first here, stitch, starting your round, and single crochet. You go into the next and you single crochet. You go into the next and you single crochet. Go into the next and you single crochet. Have this other color yarn that gets in the way. It is a bit of annoying. You go into the next and keep crocheting all the way across. All the way across, single crochet. Single crochet. Okay. And this one, we have 2 left, and then we're gonna start another round of single crochets, which you can do on your own. So yeah, so this is my first round of single crochets. See, it's very easy to move this yarn just the way you want it. This is my stitch marker. So I'm gonna do another round of single crochet across, and then we're going to fix this thing here, closing it a little bit because we want this to be a pointy little horn. So I'll meet you guys right at the end of the next round, which is a single crochet across. Alright, you guys, I have completed the last round of single crochet across, and I have my little horn done. Now what I am going to do is, as I said, just remove this. We don't need it any longer. And what I do to secure my work, I always chain 1 when I finish the piece, and then I cut my yarn a little longer to sew it in place. As I said, we want this to be a little pointy, so a little more narrow at the end here. So what we do is we pick up a needle, and we're going to just put this across here just to seal it and close it a little more. This is going to make our piece a little more pointy. Oops. Okay. So you can see that this closes this little end even further. And you might or might not want to do it. Just think it looks a little better. So that's why I just do it. I just pass it through a couple times. See? So yeah, it gives me the impression that it's a little more pointy. I don't know, you may not do it. But definitely you don't want this inside so that it doesn't show when you put it on your piece. Okay? Ta-da! Good. Now I'm going to show you how to decorate this little horn. It's actually a technique that I use a lot of my shawls. I don't even think it's a technique. It's just something nice that I do. Let me go grab the yarn and I'll show you. So now I'm going to decorate my horn, and I'll try to use these two yarns, which I really like. I put my yarn number 1 into the needle. And I go ahead and try to do like some sort of like spiral all the way around. So let's try to go in here. Start from the bottom somewhere. This doesn't really have to be like a super precise job. You also, I think, have to have fun when you work with your yarn. So that's what I do. I just go in like this. And I just try to draw like a line. I hope you guys can see. That's not really like super precise, just as long as you can see the line here starts forming, and you sort of like want to go up, as you know, your spiral should be going upwards. Okay, so you always do, as you go around, you try to go up and up. And I think this is going to be my last thing here, and I have my needle go out this way. Oopie. Okay, so now I cut my yarn and I start with the other color. If you want, you can of course secure this yarn. I'll just do a knot inside, so you know it's not gonna go anywhere. This, and then you just stuff it inside. Oh, wait a minute, before you stuff it, let's go in and do the second, put the second color in. Now, if you have a smaller yarn needle, that would be a lot easier. I don't own a smaller one, unfortunately. So just go in and with this one, I want to go here. Start from here, like on the side of the pink line. Okay, and I'm gonna go all around. So as we did before, try to draw a line so where you see where you inserted the yarn last, you go in again here, and then try to go upwards when you draw your line. And again, I don't think it needs to be perfect. I love imperfection in handmade items. It makes it like more genuine, I feel, and unique. Go in again. This is gonna eventually like shorter. I don't know. Let's see. See? Oops. And then so as we did before the previous round, go out from the other side. So we want to just have our yarn leaving the part, and we should be all set now. This is our little horn. It's nice and colorful. You can add as many lines as you want. It's all like different colors. It's only gonna be nice. Okay, so I decided this is the part that I want to put, like the one I want to be the front part. So I just now start putting these together on my piece. Alright, now so I am starting to assemble everything together. I want this to go here. So when you see the creases, I would place this like this. This is, I think, what I did in my previous plushie. So here, this one goes like this, and I help myself with some needles like this. I don't know if you have any. I find it's very helpful to keep things in place while you sew them. Or just use like two. And we're going to then place our little ears on the side. But let's start with this and sew it together. So here it is. You just start from the bottom, and I am not particularly great at this. In fact, I think it's the thing that I hate the most, but we gotta do it. So you try to neatly go in, find that edge, and go in with your needle, and go out and find that edge, go in, and go out. You might probably find better ways. I don't know if there's even like a pattern to do this, like where you're supposed to go in and out while sewing your piece together. I just do it this way. And I find it stays in place. Okay, go in and go out. Go into your edge. You just move these as you move on with your work. Okay. I think at this point I don't need them. And I didn't quite use stuffing for this piece because I find that the yarn that I put stuffed in, all these ends here, are doing the job quite fine. Like you don't need any extra stuffing for this. So, okay, I think I'm almost done. Here we are. Okay, my horn is in place. I can just secure it now. I go through a bunch of stitches and pull through my needle. And then I go in again in the row below and do the same. And technically this should make sure that the piece is secured, doesn't move too much around. Here we go. And you can at this point cut the yarn here. Here it is. Okay, now we're going to attach our ears. You want the ears to be attached on the side, of course. So I'm going to attach them right a little, like close to your other increases here. Sorry, these are the creases here. So right above your decreases, you can attach your ears right here. See? Oops. And of course I use the same technique. I just help myself with some needles. I place them on one side and on the other. Okay, and I am in fact attaching these, but I'm not sure I actually want some stuffing inside, so I'll go get my stuffing and we'll start. Okay guys, so I am back. I have my stuffing. I'm going to put the yarn into my needle. And I'll start from the back. I'm going to start from the back and I'll go in. So I would love you guys to share your work if you happen to finish this project and if you like it. It'd be really nice to see what you do. And also, what is your favorite part? Like, do you like embroidery? Do you like... What do you like? I particularly hate embroidery, and not embroidery itself, it's just like sewing. It's very annoying for me, like sewing the parts together. That's one thing I don't like. So, okay, I'm gonna remove these, I don't need them. Now, I'm going to also add some stuffing in here. So this is probably, once you've finished your front part, this is probably a good time to put some stuffing in. You're not gonna need that much. Even less than this, I think will do. So very cautiously, help yourself with a crochet hook if you need. There you go. I think that's more than enough. So go in again. Go in and out. Awesome. All right, and then as we did for the previous piece, let's secure this. We go through a bunch of stitches right here, and we put our yarn through. I hope I'm not gonna drop my phone again, as I dropped it earlier. And then again on the lower row, you'll try to do the same with your needle. You can put it through some stitches so that it stays in place, like it's not gonna move, and it will secure. See, that's why I hate this needle, is like the head is so big. It doesn't go through my stitches that easily. So here we are. At this point you can just put this in and out the other side, pull through the yarn and cut it. All right. So you're going to attach the other ear just like this. All right, you guys, so I am going to teach you now how to make this cute little rainbow, which I have attached to my piece already. It is a little tricky. I hope that I'll be able to show you just fine. So now I have arranged the yarn that I want to use. the colors, so you can do the same. I'd like to mention these are not the same yarn weight, all these yarn balls, but you know, I'm really not too picky when it comes to it. If I can actually create a piece, I'll just use it, also because I have yarn of like different weight that I want to use, and maybe I don't have that specific color for the yarn weight that I would need, so I just go ahead and use it, but it works with any type of yarn weight. I always work, remember, with the number 3 hook. So let's start with this rainbow, shall we? So for this rainbow, we are going to take our first color. For me is this light blue, and I am going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now I go into the second. I hope you guys can see it. I go into the second chain from my hook, so it's this one right here. I insert my hook in there and I do my first single crochet. So I do my first single crochet, the hook, and what do I do next? Be great if I had this all prepared. Then I do 1 increase in the next. So go into the next and do 1 increase right here. Okay? One. And 2. And we're going to single crochet now in the next 2. 1. And in the next. We're going to increase in the next. So we're going into the next and we're going to do 1 increase in there. 1 and 2. And we're going to single crochet into the last, your last chain here. What you want to do now is do 1 chain to secure your work, leave a long tail. We're going to need all these tails now then to attach our piece to the body of the donut. Now to attach the other color, which is my pink right here, I'm going into the first here. I go back to the first right here, so this is your piece. You go into the first and attach your yarn right there. You only attach it in the back loop, so you just take this loop here in the back, attach your yarn with a slip stitch, sort of like a slip stitch here, and you go into the same loop, always the back loop, and do 1 single crochet. Okay. Now, and second stitch. So we have single crocheted. Now we're going to single crochet into the next. We only work this row in the back loop. So see, this is your second stitch. You go into the back loop and you single crochet. You single crochet. Then you do one increase in the next, always in the back loop. 1 and 2 into the same stitch. This is our increase. Then single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So in the next stitches, I go always in the back, using the back loops only. I want to go in right here and do 1 single crochet. Same thing for the next. Okay. So we did single crochet, first and second single crochet, increase, single crochet in the next 2. We're doing then 1 increase, this is an increase here, and 2 single crochets. Sorry, I just had forgotten one thing here in my pattern that I wrote. So I have done my increase, and then I'm going to single crochet into the next using the back loop only. And the next I'm going to do 1 single crochet into the back loop. Here we are. Okay. So just to sum up, we attached a pink yarn, and we did one single crochet, 1 single crochet, an increase, and then we did 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, so single crochet in the next 2, 1 increase, and then 1 single crochet in the next 2. Okay, now we're going to secure the yarn, so do a chain and cut the yarn, leaving a long tail. And now we are going to take the next color, which is this one, and attach this as we did with the previous with this round. We are going to attach it right here on this side, and always working from the back. So we attach it. To attach it, go in the back, yarn over, pull through, and then do like yarn over again and pull through here. Do like a little, I don't know, slip stitch or a chain on it. And you go in again into the same stitch, always from the back. Sorry, here it's stuck. And do one single crochet. Okay. I do then an increase in the next two. So increase in the first, in the back. So 1 and 2. In the next. And then you need to single crochet in the next 4. So count, go always from the back, loop, insert your hook, yarn over, and single crochet 1 in the next 2, in the next 3, and in the next 4. Then increase in the next 2, so do 2 single crochets in the same stitch, 1 and 2, and the next 1 and 2. And then in the next, do 1 single crochet. Alright, so you can see this is how our little rainbow is going to look like. Always do 1 chain here to secure your work before you cut the tail. Alright. Now let's move on to the next color. Over here. Okay, so we're going to attach the yarn in the same way we did the previous one, and attach it here. We're going to single crochet. So do 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next. So 2 single crochets. We start off with a single crochet and we follow with another single crochet. We do 1 increase. So we go into the same stitch and do 2 single crochets into the same stitch. And then we single crochet in the next 6 stitches. Remember to use only the back loops. I think I did something wrong. In fact, sorry. Please go back to your last increase. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet. We did our increase there. And now we need to do another increase into the next. Okay, another increase. And then six single crochets into the next 6 stitches. Okay, then we're going to do 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets into the same stitch, which is 1 increase. So our first increase, a second increase, so 1 single crochet and the second single crochet into the same stitch. And we follow with 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches. So 1 single crochet and another one into the last. We're not going to work on this as this is our chain that we use to secure our piece. So do the same, do another chain and leave a long tail. Okay, so here is our little rainbow. It's already looking cute. So we'll need now the red color. We attach the red color. So here we are. We attach, as per usual, we attach the yarn on the first stitch to the right. Your first stitch, you use the back loop. Hope you guys can see. Go to the back loop. Okay. So now I go in again and do 1 single crochet. You go into the next, you do 1 single crochet. And you now do 1 increase into the next stitch. 1, 2. You do another single crochet into the next, sorry, you do another increase into your next stitch. 1 and 2. Go ahead and do another increase, so 3 increases into the next, always using the back loop. Okay, you go into the next. Now you're going to do 8 single crochets into the next 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have completed our 8 single crochets into our 8 stitches from the previous row, and now we're going to increase 3 times. So 1 increase, oops, so annoying. Okay, a second increase, and third increase. And then we're going to single crochet into the following 2 stitches. So 1 single crochet in the following 2 stitches to complete our piece. Okay, our little rainbow is complete now. We can go ahead and chain 1, leave a long tail. Okay. And here we have it. We can now attach it to our little donut here. This is a very tedious part. As usual, I advise you to utilize some needles here. And you want this to be, see, this is your piece. You want this to wrap around your donut like this. Okay, so I'm going to put this into place, and you sort of like want this, as I did it here, to start from here. So at the edge where the frosting starts. So just block the piece in place. Okay, this looks just fine, I think. All right. Grab another pin, I put it here. All right, so I got my tapestry needle. Okay, so go to here, make sure it's at the edge right here. You just insert your needle, go in. And for this one, I will actually go from the top of my piece, of my rainbow, and work from there. So into the next. And I just, instead of like previously, I would go out from the piece. I never go out. I just like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to work it from the bottom of, sorry, from the top of the rainbow. This is how I do it. Okay. Whoops. I hope you guys can see. I'm not really that precise when I do this work. It's More like try to get this done. That's how much I hate this thing. Sewing things on top of my work. Dirty job, somebody needs to do it. Okay, so keep going. I'm not sure what you saw, it's just I can't really look at the camera, fortunately, otherwise could never get this done. Is it like whip stitch? I'm not sure how they call it. But we're almost done with the first round here. All right, so you guys can consider this pretty much done. Well, just for the red part. Now it's up to you if you want to secure each one of these colors, like doing the way I said, like going through some of the stitches here. I'm really not gonna do that. I'll just gonna go in to my donut and cut the thread right here as I go. So I'll cut this, I don't need this one. Oops. Then you take this other color. The concept is that you want to do the edges of each color in the same color, just because otherwise you would see the difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be as pretty if you use different colors to sew in all the parts of your rainbow. It's kind of like more neat if you do it with respecting the color that you're using. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just grab the orange and do the orange edge. And I also go through the part again with the different colors, but I'm not as careful. Like I go, let's say I skip like 3 stitches and I go in, I go out, I go in, like, you know, I'm not very meticulous with this. Just so. Okay. And as I said, I am just not even securing these ends that much, just maybe like quickly running them through some stitches, but then I'll just do this and forget about it. And so I guess you got the hang of it. You can just keep going with all these, and I'll meet you when you have completed your rainbow. Okay, so guys, here we are. We're almost done. We have finished sewing on our rainbows on the donut. Now, what's missing is the eyes and the mouth and the little cheeks. These are the details that I normally embroider on. So let's see how we're gonna do these. Let's say I just normally try to just draw them on top of my piece. So I go in from one side. First of all, I try to figure out where I want my eyes to be. Once I know where I want them to be, I just go in. And for this, I'm going to do a triangle. For the smiley eyes. So you go out from one side, you go in from the other. It's fairly easy. If you don't like the placement, you can always go out and do it again, and you know, it's fairly easy to do. Nothing complicated here. Then bring it over to the other side. What I would strongly suggest is not to pull too hard, because the detail is not going to show as much as if it's a little loose. So always make sure you're on the same line. And then you go up and down to form a triangle. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. And I'll go in and do the mouth, just what I want it to be. I want it to be right in between, somewhere in between. Always make sure you're not pulling too hard. You guys are seeing what's going on here. Just need to understand which one to pull. Here we are. Here we have it. So we have our eyes, we have our mouth done. Pretty happy with this. So I guess this is how it's gonna stay. And we can go ahead now and do the little cheeks right here at the bottom. I normally just put these ones in, as it's very difficult that they'll just move around. So I've never had issues with embroidered eyes. Like, unless somebody willingly pulls them out, they're not gonna move. So I just put these little pieces of yarn into my piece. I hide them inside, and they normally never come out. So here, we just cut these ends. And I want to now put my little cheeks. And this is extremely easy. So just go in maybe from the back. Just put them like from the back, go in the front. You want them to be right underneath the eyes, because these are the cheeks. Rosy cheeks. I just want them to be like here, right above, right beyond, sorry, right underneath the eyes. My English is getting worse by the minute. Okay. So let's keep these like this. Oh, and you want to actually pull this a little bit so that it's enough for both the eyes. Oops. Is this too big? I think it is. Yeah, you don't want it to be like overly big. So let's do it a little smaller. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with this. I'm gonna go to the other side. And this is how I'll do my second one, second rosy cheek. See, one is done. So you just go in twice, remember? And you're done. Then insert your needle and hide the end of the cheeks right here. I just cut the yarn and call it a day. I mean, as I said, this never really like went out. The cheeks and the little details that are embroidered really never went out unless I willingly pulled them out. Now, this might be a problem with children, I realize. In this case, just go ahead and secure the ends like I showed you earlier. But this is it, you guys. So our little donut friend is done. And, you know, you can just see it's smiley, it's happy, it puts a smile on my face every time I look at these little plushies. And they're super quick to make, so it's a nice and easy whip. Please subscribe if you liked it, and don't forget to like my video. And please comment for anything that I could improve, anything you think that could be done better. Thank you for watching.